Okay, looks like I'm now live streaming on this call by myself. And I ain't supposed to be on the call by myself. Let's see. If you want to come and join me, copy invitation. Here we go. All right, so I'm putting the invitation here in YouTube, in the YouTube chat. So if you want to come join, come join. All right, and I'm just sitting here waiting for my co-host to show up. All right. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for my co-host to show, I am going to just start talking. Happy sun in Cancer, happy new moon in Cancer, and happy summer solstice. My name is Crystalline Bell, and today we are going to be doing a sun and new moon ritual. And I'm just waiting for my host to come. Her name is Myra Navarro. She's an herbalist. And if you have not gotten the packet, the new moon packet, the herb packet, then put a message in the YouTube chat and I will be happy to pass that information on to you. But I want to just give you a little bit of the agenda for today and tell you about what we're going to do. There might be a few of us who are going to join, but at least Myra will be here. And she's going to be talking about the herbs that she has chosen for today, particularly because we do have the sun in Cancer. And this is a very auspicious time for us. And I see that Sangeeta has joined us. Hi, Sangeeta. Sangeeta has joined me. It is midnight where Sangeeta is. It is straight up midnight because Sangeeta is in Dubai and she has stayed up for this specifically because she needs the good vibe. She needs the good energy. So I'm really glad that you've made it, Sangeeta. Thanks for joining.
I've been so excited waiting for this.
I know. I'm excited too. So let me go ahead and see where Myra is. Let's see. Just going to send her this note. Very good. She should be here any minute. So our objective for today is really to provide you with a ritual that is going to help you connect with the sun and the moon and this energy of the solstice. So the solstice is a time when we've got this kind of magical activation energy that's coming forward. And so it's a really great time. The summer solstice hits officially in 1 hour and 40 minutes. Okay, so the solstice is in 1 hour and 40 minutes. And in about 40 minutes, the sun will officially move from Gemini into Cancer. So I'm going to talk to you for a little bit about the energy of the sun in Cancer and the moon in Cancer and what it means for us and the opportunities that we have And then Myra is going to talk to you about the herbs. And you will know if you, Sangeeta, did you get the packet, like the herbal packet and the new moon packet? Yeah, the new moon report. Sorry,
Yeah,
the sun and new moon report. They're three pieces, right? You got all three?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. Very
Yeah.
good. All right.
Can I ask a
All right.
question?
Of course, of
I'm
course.
just I'm just very confused now because over here it's midnight, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying the sun is going to move into uh, Cancer now, is it already happened here or is it about to happen here tomorrow?
It's, you know what? It's going to happen there in 1 hour.
Okay.
Sorry. It's going to happen there in 43 minutes. I know it's
Okay.
confusing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So the sun moves into Cancer at
Mm-hmm.
1:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which
Okay.
is
12:43
zero
divided.
12:43 p.m. where you are, right? And Myra and I just happen to be in the same time zone.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 1:43 for her, but for all of our sisters on the East Coast, it'll be 4:43 in the afternoon, right?
Mm, okay. Okay.
Yeah, very good. It's a good question. I think it confuses a lot of people, but we're kind of like, wait, how does that work? Right. Okay. Right. Okay. It's just the
So
time that we
it
designate.
technically doesn't matter whether we can see the sun or no, but yet the sun is moving into that particular phase at this
Yeah,
point of time. Yeah.
exactly. Because, I like to think about it as like a funnel, right? So if you think about it like it's a funnel, it's basically saying, when is the sun going to hit that funnel,
Yeah.
right? And the sun hits that funnel, it'll be midnight for you, it'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon for us,
Yeah.
right?
Get that.
Yeah,
Get that.
good. Yeah. It's almost like, because like right now, Mercury is retrograde. And so they say that retrograde is, some people say retrograde is when a planet is moving backwards. Like they'll say that the planet
Mm.
is moving backwards, but planets don't move
Mm.
backwards,
Mm.
right? They can't. That would be so weird, right? But what's happening is you have the sun in the middle, and Mercury is going around the corner first, right? And
Yeah.
Earth is coming around over here, so that's why it feels like it's retrograde, because
Retro.
it seems like we're going backwards, but really it's just one's going at a different pace
Phase.
around this thing. So yeah,
Hmm.
I think it's really interesting, but it is funny how it feels different to us, because when we're over here and Mercury's over there, we're kind of going about our thing. But then this guy's usually, he's really fast. So he goes quick. So it's like he's totally speeding along. And so we're fine when he's over here. But the
Yes.
moment he goes over here, it starts to feel bad. And that's
Mm.
retrograde, right? So it's good to have the visuals. Hey, Myra.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, good. How are you ladies doing?
Good,
Good.
thanks. Good. So we've just kind of gotten started talking a little bit. Um, I've given a little bit of an intro about what we're going to be doing,
Yes,
and I was just talking about the sun's movement into Cancer. So I'll let you start talking about the herbs, and I need probably another 5 minutes. Okay.
yes.
All
Okay.
right. Very good.
Um,
So,
no, go ahead.
yeah, okay. So right now, in this very moment, the sun is still technically in Gemini. And if you'll recall, Gemini is an air sign. So it's a sign of the mind. It's ruled by Mercury. So a lot of our relating to the world was coming through the use of our mind. So a few of you all might have noticed I know I certainly have. The last 3 or 4 days, I cannot be in my mind. I've dropped out of my mind and I'm into my feeling nature now. I'm into my emotional body. Cancer is one of the most sensitive signs in the zodiac. So, Cancer is represented by a little crab, and the crab has a little has he's so small and he has a very hard shell, and that shell is really protective. A crab has a hard shell and big pinchers, right? And that's to keep everybody at bay. Like, you guys back off, because let me tell you, if you if you get too close, I might get hurt. And so he's got these pinchers that keep him away, and he kind of goes sideways ways through life so that he can kind of have a protective path, right? Cancers don't necessarily go directly toward things. They're a feminine sign, and they are very, very sensitive. They're ruled by the moon. So, what does this mean for us? Well, it means that we are in a very vulnerable position when the sun moves into the sign of Cancer. All of a sudden, those of us who don't have a hard shell and don't really know how to be with our emotions, all of a sudden our emotions are bubbling over. We feel raw, we feel vulnerable. A lot of people are feeling that. We're exhausted, that we, can barely think, can barely stand on our feet because of the intensity of our feeling nature during this time. And this it starts today in 40 minutes, and it goes on for 30 days. So it goes until July, I think it leaves on July 21st. During this time, my recommendation is that you treat yourself very, very gently, that um, you listen and go slowly. It's a great time to take naps. It is a great time to do some very nurturing things for yourself, pulling away from your computer, um, sitting down with comforting things. So the sign of Cancer is about having a sense of connection and security through the emotional body. So, satisfying your emotions right now by listening to a lot of music, doing things that appeal to your senses, essential oils, candles, soft lights, a lot of time in nature, fresh air, time with your family, time with your children, but in a laid back way, not the time with your children where you're trying to whip them into shape, not where you're trying to like make things happen. Probably for the next month, it's a very good idea to, instead of trying to force things to happen, that you practice allowing things to happen. This year, as last year, I think it was last year, Mercury is retrograde in Cancer again. It was retrograde in Cancer. I mean, it was retrograde in June, I think at this time in June last year as well. So, Mercury retrograde is also a time when you aren't supposed to force things to happen. This is a time for redoing, rethinking, reevaluating, reassessing. It's a perfect partnership for this sun in Cancer, because the sun in Cancer again is about kind of finding your authority within your emotional body. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah,
How
it does.
and since we have just the three of us on the call today, I would love to maybe find out from you all how you're feeling just over the last 5 days. how have you all been the last 5 days? And Sangeeta, why don't we start with you, and then we'll let when Myra talks, we'll maybe let her introduce herself at that time as well. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Sangeeta, please go ahead. Tell us how you've been feeling these days.
I think I was just doing the worksheet as well, of this thing.
Yeah.
And interestingly, what was coming forward to me is a lot about connection. And I was kind of getting this feeling that in the last few days, I'm suddenly getting very emotional. I mean, it's at the drop of the hat, I can have tears rolling down, and for no stupid reason at all.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, yesterday I just finished some work and I told my daughter, "Can you make tea?" And she was like, "No, I don't feel like doing that." And normally I wouldn't even react, I'd just go and make it. But yesterday I actually went and I was banging my pan and started making the tea, and I was having tears flowing. And my daughter comes and tells me, "Why are you acting so funny?" And I'm like, "I'm not acting
Yes.
funny. It's just funny. It's not funny." And the thing is that and the thing is that we both are cancer, so it's really very heavy when we both get into this phase, because she's a cancer and I'm a cancer, and then to manage that is very very hard. And she calls me a drama queen because I'm crying, and I can't stand that, and I'm getting even more frustrated because she does not cry. She's a very different cancer, so she will cry, but like not in front of anybody. She'll just go into herself and she'll become like a closed shell for that moment.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah.
me, it's very easy to let my emotions come out. So I am the total opposite. So it was such a huge drama that happened for that 15 minutes, and then I had to like just walk off, have my tea, calm myself down, and then I was like, why am I acting so funny today? And then I went up to her and I said, "I don't know, maybe Jivika, it's just something that I behaved like this. I'm sorry." But then I kind of think I realized that it's just how it is. I can't do much about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. No, Sangeeta, that is such a beautiful illustration of exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Because I feel like most of the time, I know most of the time there are emotions within us and we don't address our emotions. You, as a Cancer, you might address your emotions more because I don't think you have a choice, you
yeah,
know, because I think you all have the feelings so strongly. Cancer is ruled by the moon.
yeah,
And so it's very easy to feel your feelings. Like cancers feel their feels all the time. Like cancers feel like this all the time, you know? So I think it's really challenging because if I had to feel like this and to go write a blog, to go make videos, to go teach a class, I think it would be very difficult for me because I feel very strongly. Like even showing up for this session today, as much as I love my work, I love my work. And I was fighting myself the entire time just because what I want to be doing is lying in my bed over there, just not my head beneath the sheets, the pillow over, and just, quiet in my own space, in the
yeah.
shell, just your daughter in her shell. That's what I want to be doing right now. I want to be a crab.
And interestingly, like yesterday, I didn't give my whole afternoon anything. I just was sitting and I said, "I just want to watch a movie." And I was like,
Mhm.
"I have so much work to do. I have so much work to do. Why am I not doing anything?" But it just wasn't taking me to what I should be doing. So
Sure.
I guess these are the I can really see like very contrasting emotions that's
Yes.
coming up at this moment of time.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah,
And this is very, very beautiful insights. That is the difference between the energy of Gemini, where we were all excited, all making stuff happen.
yeah,
Gemini, right? We were getting stuff done, and
yeah.
it felt really good to be so productive. And here's why I have us do this ritual every month, when the signs change, because this could scare you. It could scare you because you are afraid that you're not getting things done. Okay? The thing is, you can be getting things done, right? You can be getting things done, but you're going to get different things done, and you're going to get things done in a different way than normal, right? When the sun is in Gemini, or when the sun is in Taurus, when the sun is in Aries, those are signs that are much more active and doing, right? But every fourth month is a feminine sign. So these are the times for being more relaxed, for being more inner. We do things inside. So if you want to get something done, like if you want to write a blog post, right? You don't write a blog post that feels complicated. You write a blog post from your heart. So during this time, you can, like, you know how I am about making lists, right?
Yep.
You make your list, you do the ones that feel
Feel.
right for you, right? Don't work on the ones that it's like, okay, well, I put this one on this day, I have to do that one today. Instead, well, okay, I feel like writing about, chocolate and ice cream, as opposed to, the science of blah blah blah. Okay, very good, excellent, Sangeeta, great. I'm glad that you are here because you're bringing exactly what I'm talking about. You're doing a great job of illustrating it. Thank you. So we have my co-host. She's made it. Myra. Hi.
Fashionably late, but I'm here.
Okay, you made it. Good. Hi. So how are you feeling?
I am all over the place. I feel I'm a Gemini. So I feel like a balloon that was inflated, and you know how you let it go and
Yes.
that's
I
me
can
right now.
imagine.
And I feel that this year is a little different for me in the sense that, when we spoke the other week, Crystal, I told you I'm feeling melancholy about letting go of the sun and moon in Gemini. But
Yeah.
I think it's because, for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, we usually travel all of the spring. And my birthday is usually like up and going. And, last year was in Spain and here, and it's just like kind of party mode and let's go do this and explore that. And this year, I'm home and I did a lot of work, even with starting to do, the worksheets on your new moon rituals. It really took me to a place of diving in and slowing down. So I feel that because I was really present and mindful about the work that I was doing, that I'm having a hard time of letting go. And I'm now understanding is just that I feel, because now it's all of the cancer coming in, that I'm feeling so emotional about it, you know?
Mhm.
And in that sense, I feel like the way I am expressing it physically is just to be frazzled. I mean, I have broken like 5 glasses this week. Now even my kids are like, Mom, like, do you have like slime or butter on your, it's like everything I touch, I'm dropping, and I usually feel like I'm very much in my thoughts. And right now my thoughts are just, they're like that balloon flying all over the place,
Yeah.
and it's resulting in me feeling very emotional, taking things very personal, crying over, my husband and I were watching a documentary, and he made a comment, which was a little bit of a sharp comment, but it was about the documentary. And I took it so personal and I cried. And it wasn't until later I felt like, Myra, like, you're being such a drama queen. Like, it was so overboard in a way of me to cry, and it resulted in us just like stopping the documentary and let's not go forward because this isn't, we were supposed to just sit down and enjoy a peaceful moment together. And I feel like my emotions completely effed that one up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
So
Myra.
that's where I'm at, and I'm kind of glad to have this guidance of where, because usually right now summer is out for school, so it's usually
Right.
like, let's get going, it's nice and hot, and let's go out and let's do things and do activities. And again, this year it's going to be a lot more of just staying low and, being calm and keeping to ourselves. And at least knowing that I have this guidance, I feel more secure about it. It's like my security blanket, that it's not just
Yeah.
me overthinking, oh my God, I'm underperforming because I'm not going out and doing all of these activities, especially since things are
Yeah.
opening up. And I do see a lot of people venturing out.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I feel very, very secure about this. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes. Well, no, thank you. Thank
for
you, because if it weren't you, for you, Myra, I wouldn't be have done it. I would have canceled for this month. I wouldn't even have done a report. It's really interesting because right when you wrote me, I was literally saying, not doing it. Boom. I was putting it away and I was going to give myself time off. And then you said it, and I'm like, okay, well, all right, we'll do it. And then I was mad because I'm like, wait, I shouldn't have done it because I wanted the time off. But you know what this is? If I had not done it, and look, I believe in taking a break, I do. But for me, now is not the appropriate time to take a break. And Spirit told me it is not appropriate for you to take the break. Yes, you have to do this thing because you've made a promise to yourself. You need to figure out how to take your break in another way, but you're going to keep your word to yourself, you see. So, you helped me keep my word to myself. The good thing is that these emotions, when they're coming up, this is for you, me, everybody, for Sangita, for all of us. When these emotions come up for us, they are meant to show us aspects of ourselves that are either stuck or sad or that need something. They're not here to annoy us. They're here to show us. They're guideposts on the map of the self, right? So what I had to look at was how there's a part of me right now that wants to avoid work. I'm afraid to move forward with my life. All my feelings of worth are coming up, they're rising to the surface for me to deal with. And I didn't want to deal with them. And now I had to, in order to get this done, I had to deal with them. And I got it done, and it feels good to have gotten it done, but I went kicking and screaming, just like with that balloon, like you said, you blow it up, it's all big, and then
Yeah.
you let it go, and it's just like right, like like all over the place. The energy is really frazzled, but
yeah,
I like that this is a really this intimate group with us here because it feels safe. It
yes,
feels safe. And that's what the sign of Cancer is all about, feeling safe. I feel safe in this small space right now. If I had to be dealing with strangers on YouTube, I couldn't. I just don't have it in me. I don't have a lot to give right now. You know, it's interesting.
and it's interesting that you say that, because I didn't realize until this morning that this was broadcasted live on YouTube and the possibility of other people being able to join. And I was just like, I wasn't prepared for that. And it gave me like a big headache. And I just kept picturing, like on our Zoom, like all of a sudden there being like tons of squares of people's faces, and me. So when I logged in and I just see the two of you, it actually really was a big sign of relief of, okay, I know this. This is
Yeah.
my space. These are my people.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Oh,
what
that's
we
good.
needed. But Myra, the last time it was broadcast on YouTube and you did just fine.
But I didn't know. That's the thing. I never caught on that. And now I'm seeing on my screen recording live on YouTube. Somehow, I don't know. I must have been so nervous for it being my first time that I never realized that this was live and on YouTube. I thought it
That's
was just like
hilarious.
I thought it was the replay that was going to be posted on YouTube.
You know what? I think that this is really interesting because when we did that first broadcast, you did such a beautiful job. I'm like, she's so easy. She doesn't know who's watching. I'm like, I would have been nervous. This is her first time. And I'm like, she doesn't even care that strangers are watching her live right now.
Innocence is bliss, honey, because I had no idea.
Excellent. I love it. I love it.
I didn't
Very
know
good.
until now that when you guys told me that this is live on YouTube.
You didn't know it either?
No.
Oh man. Okay. So sorry guys. Yes,
It's
live on
okay.
YouTube.
Well, this is the
It's
perfect
excellent.
entrance to live on YouTube with a small intimate group. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So look, our son, our beloved son, moves into Cancer in 11 minutes. So I would like for Myra to talk to us about her herbs, and then I'm going to take us, Myra, you got 7 minutes. And
okay,
then I'm going to take us into meditation. Okay. So tell us about your herbs
okay.
and what we're doing. Okay. Beautiful arrangement. Gosh, that's so pretty.
This is one of our herbs for this month is holy basil with tulsi.
Wait, can't hear
Can't
you,
hear
Myra.
you.
Oh,
Wait, now I can hear you.
can you hear me now?
Ooh, not great.
Can you hear me now?
Nope, not now. Not now.
And I'm not muted.
Now, okay. Myra, Myra.
Can you hear me now?
It sounds like you're far away from your mic.
Really? I'm standing in the exact.
Okay,
Okay,
now
Now
I
it's
can
fine.
hear you.
now you
And
can
now,
hear me?
yeah, but it
Okay.
sounds a little muffled. Where, do you know where your mic is? Are you on a MacBook?
No.
Do you know where your mic
Okay.
is?
I put the volume up now. Is that any better?
It still sounds pretty muffled, I gotta say.
Okay.
Okay, it's all right, sweetheart. Go ahead. Just make sure you lean in. I'll let you know if it's unclear.
Okay. Well, this is one of our herbs for the month, which is holy
Okay, that's
basil.
definitely not working.
No.
No, it's not working. Maybe you'll have to turn the
Okay.
camera around and then
Is
maybe
is
pan it back and forth.
is this different now?
That's
Yeah.
totally good
Yeah.
now.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because your mic is probably on the front. Do you see like a little slot on the front of your computer? Like, yeah, on the keyboard part, but like in front. Yeah,
It,
right
it's a
down there.
it's a very very thin computer,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
right.
think that the camera's in the bottom, which is very unusual for computers. So I have a feeling maybe it's in the
Yes.
center and in the bottom.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe so.
yes.
Yeah.
So okay, but
Okay.
at least now you guys can hear me.
When you get close
See,
like that,
you can't hear me, but now here you can.
Yeah.
kind of. Come
Really? Now?
right there. Yeah, there we can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Mercury retrograde.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now we only have one issue, and this is my balloon going. My battery is so low that if I don't connect it,
Go
so here's
connect
what I'm
it.
gonna do. I'm gonna connect it. How about I take off my camera so that I can
Okay.
turn it? Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Turn off your camera. And yeah, yeah, exactly. Turn off your camera.
Okay.
And
So now
Myra, I
it's
think
been
what we're
about
going to do,
3 minutes.
hey, sweetheart,
Yes.
look, instead of you rushing, why don't we do the presentation of the herbs afterward?
Okay.
right?
Perfect.
So we'll do the meditation now. We'll relax. You go get your plug in, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up my notes.
Okay.
You get your plug. Okay. And yeah, okay. Here we go. Okay. And then that way you'll be charging, and then afterward you can talk to us about the herbs and what you're presenting.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sangeeta, did you have a chance to actually make the tea yet?
Yeah, I have it
You
with
did?
me.
Oh, look at her go. That's very good. Excellent.
I'm
All
just
right.
going to light my candle, if that's okay. Can
Yes,
you give me
please,
like 2 minutes?
light your candle. Yes, go right ahead. That's exactly what's happening. I want to be a little crab in a shell with my technology doing my own thing. That's what I want to be right now, a little hermit crab. I'm just talking to myself. I was just saying, Sangeeta, that I want to be a little hermit crab in my shell with my technology doing my thing. I don't want to have to be accountable to anyone right now. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And I think it's really important to give ourselves that space. I think it's really important.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about it like this afternoon. Yesterday, my daughter told me that, let's go out. We need to buy some things. And I was like, okay, I was all ready for it. And then when she woke up, she came and told me, I just don't feel like going anywhere. Let's not go. And I was like, are you mental? Like, what's wrong with you? You made me do everything early so that we could go out. And now you don't want to go out. And she's like, no, I just don't want to go anywhere. And then I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then I kind of realized that maybe it's just this moon that's really playing up with all of us right now.
Yes. Sure. Sure. You know, there's a little bit of sadness, a little bit of hope, you know, a little bit of anticipation, a little bit of fear, a little bit of, desire, a lot of little things. Okay. Myra, are you all plugged in?
Yes, I am here and ready.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to have the two of you all mute yourselves.
Hmm.
And I'm going to just take you on a little guided meditation journey, okay? So let's have you start by taking some slow, deep breaths. And really start to feel yourself in your body. So bring your awareness to your feet. And as you're breathing in and out, just go at your own pace. But I really want you to feel your feet. Taking some slow, deep breaths. Feeling the soles of your feet. Maybe wiggling your toes very gently. Just feeling the muscles and the tendons of your feet flexing and extending. And bringing your awareness into your ankles. And maybe just doing some very gentle circles with your ankles and feeling your ankles as they move. And remembering to breathe, sending energy down to your feet and ankles, establishing your presence there, bringing your awareness into your calves and your awareness into your knees, your awareness into your thighs, your hips, and just feeling your energy moving through your legs, from your hips down into the soles of your feet. With your next deep breath, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in light activating energy, so that the cells of your legs are being activated, lit up with light. Maybe you find yourself being energized at this time. Just kind of letting the light of love and life invigorate your cells in your legs and your joints and your feet. Bringing your awareness into your hips and your pelvis, so your pelvic area. And I want you to bring your awareness to your vagina. Now, your vagina has a chakra in it. And if you don't know what a chakra is, it's simply an energy center. If you were a man, it would be between, well, it's at the area called your perineum, okay? So just in your pelvic, at your pelvic floor, in your pelvic area at the pelvic floor, just imagine that there's a ball of energy. And if you were to kind of tense the muscles in that area, you could feel things coming together, and that would be your root chakra. So what I want you to do is just to, with your next inhalation, bring that life force energy down to your root chakra and just send some love there. And just for this moment, love yourself. Love your root chakra. Your root chakra is the place where your desires get born. They get born into the world. And you can imagine a little baby coming through the birth canal. And it's the moment that the baby's head comes through the opening of the vagina, that the baby's crown chakra reaches the mom's root chakra. And it is a magical, magical moment. So just imagine this beautiful, powerful area, your root chakra, and take some deep breaths into it. And with your next deep breath, I want you to reach your energy from your root chakra and just reach it up your spine, out through the top of your head, and have it meet the sun, so that now your breaths are breathing you from your root all the way up to the sun. And that there's this column of light that flows through you right up to the sun. You're reaching upward toward the sun, toward your authority. The sun represents masculine authority. It's a source of life from the masculine perspective. It sends out its rays of energy and it activates all that it touches. So just allow the sun's energy to meet you as you're extending up like a blossoming flower. Just feel the sun's energy coming down and lighting you up. Now, here's what I want you to start feeling and noticing in your body. The sun is very masculine. It is active energy. And right now, it is just crossed over into the sign of Cancer, which is feminine energy. So I want you to allow yourself to be very receptive of the sun. Now, I want you to imagine that the sun's light is coming in and activating your body. So let's take a few moments and just move the sun's energy through the body. You can imagine it in your feet and your legs. And just takes a few breaths. Feel the energy in your feet and your legs. And you can imagine the sun's energy coming into your hips and your pelvis, letting it activate your root chakra. You're in receptive mode. You're receiving the light of the sun, which is very healing. And it's also very activating. It turns on positive energy. The energy of the sun is very positive. It's very life affirming. So allow your root chakra to be affirmed. And just in your mind, you can say yes to the sun's energy as it stimulates and activates your root chakra. Bringing your awareness into your sacral chakra. Now, your sacral chakra would sit like you can imagine it in your uterus space, in your womb space. Just imagining a ball of light there. So as you're breathing in the sun's energy, you're sending that energy to your uterus area, to your womb space. And you're just allowing that area, that chakra to blossom like a flower. And now moving up your body very gently, bringing your awareness to your solar plexus, which is like in the area of your diaphragm. So with your next deep breath, just bring in light to your diaphragm area, feeling that light up. And bringing your awareness very gently to your heart center. Breathing in the sun's warmth, that energy into your heart space. Feeling your heart light up. Feeling your desires connect and click into place. Activated with the sun's energy, blossoming like a flower in your heart. And what I want you to do right now is to feel that energy in your heart space and send that down to those lower chakras. So breathe in the energy to your heart, send it down to your solar plexus, to your sacrum, to your root. Send it down through your legs and feet. Just giving extra care and love to those lower earthly chakras. And just feeling yourself relaxing into this process, opening, being receptive like a flower. Bringing your awareness to your throat chakra. So the center of your neck. And just imagining this is a flower that's opening to receive the light of the sun. Taking some deep breaths. Feeling your cells become activated with the light. And don't worry if you notice any areas of tension. Just relaxing those areas, breathing light into those areas so that spirit, the power of the sun will relax that tension. Bringing your awareness into your third eye. Allowing that area to blossom like a flower. And taking some deep breaths, letting your third eye be activated. And bringing your awareness to your crown chakra, the top of your head. Really feeling that connection to the sun. Feeling that connection to the chakras that are below. And just feeling your whole body lit up with the energy of the sun. Now what I want you to do is to bring that light energy from the sun and have it pour through your whole body. And I want you to imagine that your body is like an empty vessel. And as you're bringing in the sun, your body is filling up from the bottom, rising up So your feet are getting full of light, and your ankles and your legs. And we're going to just do this starting from the bottom, moving up through your whole being. So just taking some deep breaths, feeling your legs become full of light. This light is healing, it's restorative, it repairs what's out of alignment. So let it just do its work. So now your whole lower body is full of light, and now your pelvis is becoming full of light, and your torso and your arms are becoming full of light. You're all the way down to your fingertips. Your shoulders, your neck, totally full of light. Your whole spine is full of light. Your skull, your head is full of light. And just take a couple of deep breaths and feel how light your body feels. How vibrant and active your cells feel. Maybe you notice an effervescent energy inside. Okay, very good. I want you to keep that energy flowing. And I want you to imagine that this energy is now flowing out of your head and spilling into your aura, so that not only are you light, but your entire energy field is light. It's healing energy. And it's surrounding you. It's going down the sides of you. It's going down the backs of you. It's behind your ears, inside your ears. Every part of your being, your body, your physical body, your inner being as well, is fully like dipped in light. And now I want you to extend that light energy into your room. And extend it into your home. Extend it into your city. And just feel it moving across your country. And imagine it filling and surrounding the entire earth. The entire earth is being cocooned in this amazing white light or golden light. However you see this light that comes from the sun, I personally see white in the middle, but gold on the ends, like around it. However you see it, see the earth enveloped in this light. And take some deep breaths and just really feel yourself connected. Feel yourself connected and feel yourself almost losing yourself, losing your identity in this light. You're becoming at one with the light, so that there's no separation between your body and the light-filled universe that surrounds you. And just take some deep breaths. And just taking some slow, deep breaths. Staying connected to this feeling of oneness, where there's no separation between you and the rest of the universe. Very good. And very gently begin to bring your awareness to your body, yourself at the center of this light. Become aware of your physical body. Become aware of the place where you're sitting. Become aware of the ambiance of your room, like the pressure, the atmospheric pressure of your room. And now just kind of prepare yourself to come back consciously to your space. So feel your space, and when you're ready, you can very gently open your eyes. All right, ladies. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. How about you, Myra? You okay?
I'm good.
Great.
I'm tucked in a little nook and it feels really good.
Crab in a shell.
Yeah,
Crab in a shell. Oh my God.
I'm gonna turn. I don't know if you guys can see exactly. I mean, I'm like in. Oh, there's
Oh, so
here's the
cute.
bed, drawer, and me,
Right?
So cute,
and I
my
feel like
darling.
I'm hiding in my little nook, and it feels fantastic.
That is so nice. That is really good. I can't look, when we're done on this call, you know I'm gonna go find myself a nook, right?
Right? All three of us are gonna run towards that, especially you, Sankita. It's pretty late over there, right?
Yeah, it's about 1:10 now.
Oh yeah.
Bless her heart. Yeah, very good. So we did well. We managed to be in our meditation when the sun moved into
Mm.
Cancer. Now at 11:40, oh, sorry, I have to look. At 11, tonight at 11:40 p.m. Pacific time. So Sangeeta, that'll be the morning for you at like 10:40, okay?
Mm-hmm.
At 10:41, 11:41 for us. The new moon rises, and there will be time for another ritual, or however you want to do it. But the new moon ritual that I prepared, the supplemental worksheet, has some questions that you can answer to help guide you through this new moon phase. What I like to do is have you think about those questions. You don't have to do it today, right? But those questions are designed to help you engage with the energy of Cancer. So taking some time to just write out your questions, or type out the answers, will help your system, help you be aware of what your system wants to work on for the next 30 days, right? Very good. So taking time to do that will be great, for the next few days. The new moon is powerful and usable really for 2 weeks, right? Most astrologers will have you work with the new moon for 2 weeks and the full moon for 2 weeks. But she's most potent when she's actually in the sign, or when both of them are in the sign. So the sun has gone into Cancer, and now tonight at 11:40, the moon will follow, and the two of them will be in Cancer. And that's going to be a very creative time for creating things of a Cancer nature, creating safety in your home, creating a sense of security within yourself, looking at the things that make you feel secure and safe, those things. This is what you should focus on for the next 2 days, and then you can nurture and develop for the next 2 weeks. Okay? Very good. So I am going to mute myself and turn the floor over to our co-host, Ms. Myra Navarro, herbalist extraordinista.
All righty. Well, I think what I really, well, speaking on the herbs for this month, we only added three new herbs for this month, because the previous herbs that we had been working with still resonated deeply with the work that we're doing this month. And it helped also keeping those same herbs and bridging more of a connection, more familiar with, and it's just kind of goes right in with Cancer. And so um while I was preparing the herbs for this month and doing a sun tea, I was questioned on the validity of using herbs in a sun tea, and I took it very personal, because there is a lot to it, but I can see how it can seem too broad of an idea to think of how are these herbs really helping us, So when I was reading the Sun and New Moon in Cancer report, some of the key words that stood out for me were connection and the feeling good in your body. And Crystal, you pointed out that some of the Cancer's characteristics were of burning with inner knowing, and that helping you feel confident and grounded. And that's where I kind of want to, right now, in regards to the herbs, is I feel called to share with you guys some of the facts on how exactly these herbs can help us with this connection that we have. And hoping that this knowledge is then going to help us feel a deeper connection and a drive to want to pick up these herbs and actually work with them and feel the connection as we're doing this work. So with that is it's some of the questions are why and how is it that by simply putting herbs in water and setting them outside to be charged with the sun's energy, is that really going to help us? Um, and really at this point, it's the sun and the moon's light that's gonna be helping us with the manifestation rituals and our inner work. And the real answer is that it's you, it's us. It's our energy and our intentions and our inner vibrations that are what's truly going to activate the power within this sun and this moon tea. And really, the role that the sun and the moon are playing are going to be to simply supercharge whatever energy our herbs hold, and with that, it's kind of diving deeper and taking a look at our heart, and with our heart, we may think that our brain controls our heart, but truly, it's really our heart that sets its own beat. Our heart has its own mind, and it starts beating at the 45th day of creation of the embryo, which is far before the brain even starts to develop. And our heart generates an electromagnetic field that can be scientifically measured as far as 16 feet. And just quickly stepping into the world of quantum physics, we know that when our heart field projects out and it interacts with the heart fields, another heart fields, and these two things happen, those two heart fields are then connected. They're connected through time and through space. And how does all of this relate to herbs? Is that, well, the essential oils in the herbs and humans, we have so much in common because we're both alive. We both carry very much close to the same DNA, the same cell structure. So if you really look at how our electromagnetic fields of our heart is able to connect with another electromagnetic field, then that is what can be done with these herbs. So as we're working and we're putting our intentions, and I feel that when we are using the worksheets and these new moon and sun in Cancer rituals, that we are truly heightening our vibration. And in that sense, then we are in essence transferring that to these herbs. So when we then put them in the jar and the sun is going to charge its energy, then when we're now intaking this tea, this sun and this moon tea, all of that vibration, all of that energy that we have put into it is now going to run through our bodies. It's running through our cells, through our chakras, and it's really making a connection. So it's really the intentions, and that's why in the instructions for the herbal teas is that if it's cloudy outside, if the sun isn't out, if our jar is not right through the moon, it doesn't really matter, because at this point it is the energy, our thoughts, our intentions, our work that we've put through it. And a lot of the times it helps. You can even hold these herbs. I have here, this is a fresh plant, which in essence can be the maximum way to work with an herb. But even if you're using a dried herb, if you're using, a packet that you bought at the store, just hold on to it, manipulate it with your hands. When you crush herbs, a lot of, it looks pretty to have a leaf dropped into a tea, but really, it, what it really wants is to be crushed, to be and you can feel it, and you can actually feel this as well when you have a dried herb. If you can do it with a mortar and pestle, but I like using my hands. I like sitting there and thinking about what I want, what I'm doing, what I'm trying to achieve with this, as I'm, to some it looks like I just destroyed this poor plant, but I'm left with, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm left with its oil, I'm left with its essence, I'm activating it. So You can do the same thing with the dried herbs. You just, crush them in your fingers, and you're going to start feeling that aroma rising a bit more. And again, here, as my vibration, my energy is being lifted through my intentions, this is picking it up. This herb is going to pick it up. And as we set it in our water with, I mean, I wish you guys can see how wet my fingers are from just, the oils that I've extracted from this plant. And as we're starting to work with herbs, and it may be so new for some people that the only thing we have access is to store bought, or tea packets that already come. There's no problem with that, but maybe now, as you're putting your intentions, you're going to start seeing fresh plants. They're going to start coming to you. And as where before you could have just passed by it, because they sell them at a lot of grocery stores. You see the thyme and the basil, or just some basic ones. Now with online resource, we can order these plants. But now when we have this connection, I feel that we will be driven to actually want to bring it towards us. And kind of funny enough is that, so, and just, I'll quickly describe just one of the herbs that I've been trying to show you guys. This is holy basil. It's Tulsi. And this herb it's an adaptogenic, which means that it helps with stress. It kind of hijacks our stress response, and it brings our emotions into balance. So because it does it in such a gentle but strong manner, in Ayurveda, this is known to be one of the few plants that can help you with all of your chakras. Because if you start looking into it, you start finding an herb for this chakra and an herb for that chakra, and this holy basil, which is also known as Tulsi, can help you with balancing all of your chakras. And again, they're widely available in the prepackaged dried herb teas. But if we're putting our intention to it, this was just brought to me by a friend. And as I was putting this herbal tea together, I was thinking, I really wish that I had some fresh Tulsi to work with myself as I'm creating my tea, and to show the members of that will be here with us today. For I really wanted the life plan, and I was feeling emotional because I tore out my plant because my neighbor sprayed pesticides on his lawn, and I was too afraid that I had gotten pesticides on my plant. So I buried it, I put it to waste, and now I'm like, oh, I wish I just had my plant back to work with it. And a friend, I'm gonna make a big mess here, just out of the blue, an herbal friend of mine came and brought me an uprooted, already ready to plant, and was like, hey, I was working with my Tulsi plant, and some reason I just felt like I should bring you some. And so it was cute because my birthday was on Tuesday, so she brought it wrapped with a bow and was like, I know this is gonna seem kind of silly, but here you go, happy birthday. And I was calling for it. And again, in all of this explanation of how we can connect to herbs, and what I'm hoping to establish, and when I took personal when somebody asks, what does putting herbs really do for water, is that there really truly is a connection. Herbs, not only are they medicinal, they're alive, they breathe, and they release their energy. So moving forward, even if you don't have any Tulsi right now, keep your eyes open, whether you can find it at a grocery store, or whether you see it looks a lot like a regular basil plant. If you look at the leaves, the difference is that this produces a purple flower. So if you were to go to any nursery, and now that to ask Tulsi is the difference between the regular basil that we see in a lot of Italian cuisine, but this one produces a purple flower, and it's a magnificent herb to work with. So this is really the herb that I want to have shine for this month. And we have green tea and chamomile. Chamomile is a wonderful relaxant. It's, because also it relaxes us in a different way than Tulsi, an adaptogenic herb, would relax us. This herb, it's like how I felt like my balloon going all over the place. This herb is not going to stop the balloon from deflating, but it's going to make my balloon kind of just slowly and gently come down. It's going to take that frazzled feeling out. Whereas chamomile, in the same way that it induces sleep, it's going to kind of subdue you, and when you are put yourself into that state, then you can also think of that it will open up that spiritual realm to help you connect again with your intentions. And then green tea, especially the way that we've all been describing that we're feeling a lack of energy, and I have found for myself even that when I'm feeling lack of energy, and it's not just because I haven't been sleeping well, because it's what's going on within me, a cup of coffee does not sit well with me. I'm a coffee drinker and I love it, but there's a point where I'm now starting to tell the difference of this cup of coffee is just going to make me feel all wired and jittery, whereas green tea, other than you'll read through the herbal supplement, that it has a lot more descriptions on the green tea and the antioxidants, but it will also give us a very even keel energy field, which is, I feel that what we need right now during this sun in Cancer is we don't want that big coffee jolt, which of course we still might need that, but to keep us flowing spiritually and energetically within our work, green tea will help balance that energy out. And I can keep talking about this forever and ever, but I think with that information that I've given, I will leave it at that, and hopefully that sinks in.
Look, Myra, I thought it was excellent. Always when you talk, it's really stimulating and it's good. I just went online and ordered some Tulsi.
Nice.
Yeah, and my question is about essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you talked about having the herbs and rubbing them in your hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I'm struggling with because I'm not at home is that it's just easier for me to use essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like kind of, would you say that maybe doing the oils in an oil emulsion or some kind of like a physical, tangible, like a cream, or in a carrier oil and connecting with them that way? How does that sound for you?
That would actually be the ultimate way
Oh,
of receiving any properties that an herb carries. Um, and I had mentioned last time that I'm a little biased towards oils, and the only reason is because
right.
they're very potent. They're
Yeah.
they're considered medicinal. Not in
Yeah.
the United States, they're not acknowledged as medicine, but you go to a doctor in Europe, and I'm sure in many other countries, and they will prescribe you
Yeah.
the oils. So I
It's true.
feel that they're becoming kind of trendy right now, and a lot of
Sure.
people misuse the oils.
Mhm.
Um, and this would not apply to you at all, Crystal, but they're very expensive at once, so it shies a lot of people away from wanting to use them.
Sure.
Or you can, now I see them at my local grocery store, is $14 a bottle for, and I'm like, that is not real essential oil. You do
Mhm.
not want to be sniffing that, and because you're really sniffing artificial
Yeah.
aromas, or a lot of these companies
Yeah.
mix them and dilute them with chemicals, and you're actually really doing more harm than good to yourself.
Mhm.
But in the
Mm.
true essence, I feel that if you're learning how to tap in and use herbs in meditation and become familiar with them, then the dried herb, the fresh herb, is a very inexpensive and widely available way to use it.
Sure.
However, if you do have that pure grade essential oil, that is the that's the mama of all.
Yeah.
So, and you are not a beginner, you're not learning, or not that anybody here is, but you know when you're working your
Yeah.
intentions and your energy, you have that direct channel already. So
Sure.
you're not letting any of that oil go to waste. And
Yeah.
I still find that sometimes while I'm meditating, even during this, the first few minutes, I was very distracted by, feeling my headache and my
Right.
eyes and,
Right.
so in that case, yeah, you don't want to use up your $40 bottle and, but if that's what
Hmm.
you have, but I guess to answer your question is you will be getting 50-fold of
Hmm.
both the energy, because actually with essential oils, with herbs, you can measure electromagnetic fields.
Sure.
With essential oils, you can actually measure the actual vibration, the light, which whether used a lot in healing in correlation with crystals, because they're the powerhouse. It's almost
Yes.
like the all the cells, all the energy is just compacted in there. So
Yeah.
using your oil, and of course diluting it with the carrier oil,
Yeah.
because we don't want to put essential oils straight onto our skin,
Sure.
then you will be getting the maximum effect.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm really I did place a really large order because I'm following my spirit,
Hmm.
and I want to have my babies with me, they're my friends, they're my peeps. So yes.
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 And I love essential oils. I'm just also very mindful of the fact of how much herb you need to create essential oils. And
Mhm.
that's where, because there's so many um, imposter oils out there, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking of, oh my God, how much land and how much resources and how much herb kind of went to waste when you start mixing solvents and chemicals into it. So
Yeah.
I feel
Sure.
that unless you're going to take it to a much deeper level, and that's where I feel like it does pay off to invest in maybe one or two full grade oils and
Right.
then start working with those, because they are magical and they are full of um very intense healing attributes.
Now, Myra, I've so I used to work with essential oils when I was doing body work.
Hmm.
And then when I stopped, when I went into coaching, things changed and I got nomadic. So I stopped investing. But one of the things I had were essential oils, always really great quality essential oils. That was always really
Hmm.
important to me, to invest. To invest in these farmers, to invest in these companies that were providing high quality oil. And the thing that always amazed me was that 10 years later, you open up a bottle of essential oil that is excellent quality,
Yes.
and pew, it is just like, hey, I've been here waiting for you. I'm your
Yeah.
genie in a bottle. What are we going to do today? It's amazing, an amazing experience, actually, knowing that these things were there. It feels really like they were there for me. You'd open up a
Hmm.
bottle, and even sometimes the bottle, because they're so strong, they'll erode the plastic bottle. So if you turn if your oil is on its side, accidentally, of course, um, whatever oil is sitting in that cap will eat right through the
Right
cap.
through it. Yes.
Mm.
Amazing, amazing power in these little guys. They're not little guys, they are magnificent spirits in a bottle. So yes,
Yes,
I will
it's
stop.
magic and spirits in a bottle. And that's how you can truly tell when they are 100% true, is because they don't go bad. They
They
don't go
don't go bad.
rancid.
Hmm.
Whereas you can buy some oils and even straight from the get-go when you buy them, you're like, wait a
Mm.
minute. I may not know how this herb smells, but I'm smelling oil like
Yeah,
a
rancid.
rancid oil,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so that's why I shy away um from oils, only just because I feel that they deserve so much respect. in both the using and the creating of them.
Yeah.
And they also have to be handled with care, you know, and it drives me nuts when I see these like I don't know if they have them, you know, in Dubai, but here you have like these multi-level companies selling oils, and it's these random ladies that are, oh, and put 5 drops of this in your water and drink it. And I'm just like, oh, you know, like this is medicine. This is the stuff that
Right.
either somebody who really knows what they're talking about
Yeah.
or a doctor should be telling you, because they're powerful. They
Yeah.
are doing something to you, and you may not see it right away, but that all that little concentrated bottle of magical spirits, they penetrate into your cells, and you know, you don't just tread lightly on recommending what to do with
Yes.
oil. So
Very
but
good.
I love I love them, and I have a lot of respect for them, just as I do, you know,
Yeah.
on these
Very
little
good.
things. So
Excellent. Thank you so
My
much, Myra. Sangita, please go ahead.
I have one question, Myra. I was reading the ritual, and in that, when you spoke about the basil, it there was an asterisk which said that pregnant women not to use basil. Is there any specific reason for that?
um one is that sometimes when it's there's certain adaptogenic herbs that when you relax, it's part of the opposite of a contraction. You know, you usually have to contract and release and contract and release. So when you release too much,
Hmm.
in this sense, where the adaptogenic herb can, this particular one, it can lead to some contractions.
Ah, okay.
So I feel that if you drink a cup of holy basil tea, it's not going to do that. But also, um, there just hasn't been we know that in something strong like an essential oil or a really strong decoction, it it may
Fine.
it may cause some sort of you know, contraction from the releasing of that tightness. And with the actual natural herb, there just hasn't been any money invested into doing studies. So it is a lot safer to just, it's when we
Mhm.
don't know, don't touch. So
Yeah.
Right.
because we know that a very strong, potent version of this herb can actually lead some women into contractions. We don't know how much of it the natural herb will or will not do. So the consensus is, unless you're a doctor and you know why you're asking this pregnant woman to take it, is just don't take it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Stay away from it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing.
Interesting.
Is there anything else, Sangita, that's on your mind?
No, I think I'm very connected to the basil because I think from Hindu culture it is very very holy for us, and like
Mhm.
we've grown with it. I mean, we always have this in our houses. It's part of our house always. So
Yeah.
even today when I make my tea, if I don't have my basil here because the heat here is so much that it kind of
Mhm.
tends to
Yeah.
just go wither off, and then I feel very sad when my plant like goes like this, so I don't really keep it at home. But it's been very much on my mind from a very long time to get a tulsi plant and again keep it at home. But I do have it on my terrace because there are lots of people in the building who have it. So I just go and get those leaves from there, and then I buy it from the store. And whenever I make my tea, I ensure that it has a basil in it. So even when we do our normal, uh, like our pujas at home or something, it always includes the basil leaf in it. So it's very 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 connected to I'm very connected to it, so I could really get that feel, and that I could just really understand how it feels with it. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
When
Nice.
I was in India, that was when I was first introduced to Tulsi. I didn't know anything about it. I had never heard of holy basil.
Mhm.
And then I was in India and they were recommending it for uh, It was recommended because I had fibroids, uterine fibroids. So I was given tea, basically. I think I was doing it 3 times a day or something like that, some Tulsi tea. But it was, it was definitely, as you described it, Sangeeta, it was really obvious that this was an important
Yeah.
herb to the culture. And also, as Myra was describing, this is medicine. This is not, oh, you just, Sangeeta said she takes a leaf. Being the American I am, I would take 12 leaves and try to make something happen. But that's not really the right way to do it. It's really one leaf and appreciating the power that's contained in that one leaf. It's not
Yeah.
about having a quantity, and going into excess and making yourself sicker or, creating new sickness. It's about creating balance. So really great experience. And it's really nice to hear from both of you all with your insights. So it's
Yes,
great.
and I can see how it's added to a lot of, cuisine and teas because in that same sense, the adaptogen effects of it also help the digestive system a lot. It
Yeah.
helps anything that's, think of just something that's, that's
Water.
tight and constricted,
Yeah.
and this is gonna, because what happens the same way is just like my balloon, going back to when you just let it go, it actually stresses the body more. And what
Sure.
this does is that it
Sure.
just slowly, it starts, you know, it starts relaxing in a slow but sturdy, and it's also nourishing. So
Hmm.
the same way as a balloon, if you just let the air go all at once, then the balloon looks all flappy. Okay, yeah, now you've gotten rid of the inflammation or the air, whatever way you want to put it. But if you're not nourishing as you're releasing, you're
Yeah.
gonna have unstable,
Stable.
cell walls. You're gonna have unstable anything. So this herb, and that's why it helps you take, if you just take it a little bit at a time, but you're just consistent with it, it's going to nourish, which is going to leave you, strong and tight in an energetic way as it starts to release whatever it, whether it's your inflammation, your digestive system to relax. And that's the same thing. A lot of the time stress makes the, it all goes ties in together. The stress makes you tight, it affects your digestion, so this is a very powerful herb that it's nice to just have it right along your lifeline with you.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Sorry, I'm obsessing over. I'm obsessing over Tulsi. Anyway, so yes, I am totally obsessing over Tulsi right now. Sorry, just 1 second. Just let me get this thought out of my head. Otherwise, I will not be able to go on. No, go forward. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. All right. So, wow. Thank you, ladies, for being here um, for this event. And thank you for holding space for one another. This feels like a really nice co creation between the three of us, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, of course, but I definitely want to say that Myra and I have decided we're going to do this every month.
Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah, so we're going to
Yeah.
be back again next month. So in about a month, I have to look at the calendar. I will make a calendar. We'll put the events all on Facebook, so everything will be there automatically, and set up the emails and all this kind of thing. Maybe set up a page or something so that we can easily get the information to you. But yes, looking forward to next month for sure. Thank you all very much for joining me here and holding space for my weepiness. And now um, I feel so much better, actually. I feel really
Yeah.
good.
Yes. And
I
now
do.
I feel like we have earned the rest of for the rest of our day. That
Yeah.
whole going to the blankets, and I, Sangeeta, I'm gonna join you. I'm sure you're ready to hit the sack and go to bed. And
I am.
I
Yeah.
feel like now I feel like it's earned. It's
Yes,
day,
Yeah.
it's
agreed.
daytime. The sun is here, but there's no guilt. I did my work. I earned a little lay down. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
thank
go.
you.
There you go. Yes, we all did. So thank you. Thank you, Myra, for your beautiful presentation. As always, I get so stimulated listening to Myra talk. It's amazing. All
Thank
right.
I
you.
have my daughter dancing in front of me right now.
Oh, can we ask her if we can see her dancing?
They want to see you. No. Why?
No, no.
No, no.
No, no. Because I'm a little cancer in my shell. I'm a little
Yeah,
crab in my shell.
let her. You can say it again so she can hear you.
Hey, sweetheart, can we see you dance like a little crab in your shell, or do you want to be hidden from us?
Okay, you can just show your face. You don't have to dance or anything. Just show your
Yes.
face. It's okay. They're all fine.
Oh, hello,
Hello.
beautiful. Hi. Oh, wait. So what is your name?
Jivika.
Judica.
No, no, Jivika.
Jivika.
Jeevika.
Jivika.
Jivika.
It means full of life.
Oh, she's so full of life. Look at her.
Which
It's
is
what
why
time
you
is
would
it?
be dancing at this time of the night.
Exactly. It's like 1:45 in the morning. Come on, Jivika. It's like you're not even slightly sleepy. You're dancing circles around. It's beautiful. It's wonderful to meet you.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you proud of your mom? Oh my God. Do you see the work that your mother is doing?
Yes.
No, it's really cool. She talks about you all the time. Your mom loves her daughter. In case you didn't know, if in case you didn't know, you're a beloved child. It's nice to meet you, darling. Have
Nice
a
to
good
meet you.
night.
Same to you.
It's day for them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's true. Broad daylight,
I
2:45
know.
in the afternoon.
She's probably
Yeah.
thinking you know a whole lot of night crawlers.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay,
So,
that's lovely.
Sangeeta, have a good night. And
Thank you.
Myra, you have a good rest, okay?
Same for you. See you guys
Thank you.
tomorrow.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Bye
Myra.
for
Thank you very
now.
much.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, you're welcome, of course. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.